All right, we're recording. We're recording. All right, so let's take a look at this. So I got some requests. So first off, we're going daily engagement. Some people like the gallery view. Some people like come in here, right? We're going to use the Daniel Flynn hack where we copy the title, right? Go to our card and just paste in an empty white space and we'll get that card. There's a gallery view. Some people have asked for a, like, can I see everything, right? And then you can filter on down if you wanted to, right? About what to read, and it'll show you all the stuff that you need to read. So there's that view. There's the other view that I just added as of this morning. It's the calendar view, okay? And so you can see in the calendar view here is all of the daily engagements, okay, listed as a calendar. So I've backlogged some of these, okay, and those are the backlog ones are what we're going to talk about. All right, so real quick, 13. Okay, this is the one that we already started. What are your services, your strengths? I was talking about this with some of one of your classmates before for classes, about finding your audience. Design is so broad, super broad. I want you to be as specific as possible about this, right? And you can't just say illustration or what kind of illustration, right? And I always go with the extreme examples here. Okay, so what if you're gonna have to do an illustration for like something that is adult themed, that has nudity, that has cuss words? Is that type of illustration that we're capable or willing to do? Other questions you need to keep asking yourself, designers, is do you want to do gambling, right? Like normally in class, I'd have you vote on these things. Like how many anonymously, right? Anonymously, right? You anonymously say like, are you willing to work in pornography? Are you willing to work in alcohol? Are you willing to work, right? And it's always surprising the range of yeses and nos to these anonymous questions. But these are the kinds of things that I need you to ask yourself. Okay. Good. Tobacco, yeah, all the classic examples there. And those extreme examples. I was at my last company, and I said, if Marlboro came to us, right, and said, hey, let's do an advertising campaign, are we going to accept it? And they looked at me and they go, absolutely we would, right? I was like, huh, interesting, right? I didn't know how I felt about it. And to this day, I still don't know how I feel about it, but you gotta keep asking yourself those questions. So that's under services. So we good on 13 services? Okay, that's why core passions and strengths are all there. All right, let's get into 14 here. And by now you should have done 10 sketches, and you can upload those 10 sketches. Right? Take a picture of it. Those can be digital sketches. Take a screenshot of it. Let me know that you got at least 10 sketches. Right? We're designing this sticker. Okay. Now, again, like I said in last lecture, but Colin, you're not bugging me every day to make a sketch. Neither are your creative directors. Neither are your managers. Like you have to get used to, like we already met with the client, right? What is it going to take for you to sketch? And if you're looking for someone in your team to say, hey, have you done any sketches on that project that we just got? Have you thought about that project that we just got? Like no one is going to poke you with a stick to get to work. Okay. So that's what we're practicing here. Okay. I get a lot of professional practice of we need it more organized so we can be better professionals. Right. And I go to the university and say, nope, I make it as chaotic as I possibly can within the constraints that we have. This is what I need them to practice. I am intentionally from day one telling you it's everything all the time. Get used to the chaos. Okay. All right. All right. Read chapter 1. Right. We already did that. Right. Freelance business and stuff. Okay. Again, this is what I'm checking for is do you have what it takes? Again, we're just kind of getting caught up. I mean, we're in 3.5 weeks of this, right? And we haven't really cemented our work yet. And this is what we need to talk about. Why is that the case? Because I need you to ask yourself, is this really what you want to do? Not design. All right. I take that at face value. What I'm trying to say is some of you are going to want to start your own companies and some of you are going to want to be employees. And what I am saying is the mindset and approach to starting your own company and working for a company are very similar. Okay, that is one of the underlining things about this class. All right, so there's 15. All right, just pipe in, hit your space bar, and speak if you have anything. All right, 16, read chapter 2, get by a little help. That's where we're going to be today. 17, 10 more sketches. Yeah. Right now, if you don't have 20 sketches, I'm concerned. It's been 2 weeks since we've talked to the client. 3 weeks. Now I have concern. Your creative director right now is freaking out. Like, hey, can you show me some of your initial ideas? And your creative director does like, and you go, what? You didn't tell me to do anything. And your creative director is going to look at you and go, we met with the client 3 weeks ago. What have you been doing? Let that sink in. That's what we're practicing. This is the habits that we're practicing. Okay. Now, is this project going to collapse on itself? No, that's the whole point about professional practice. We're practicing this. And if you don't have these 20 sketches, okay, we can fix this and move on. Now, in industry, that's a lot harder to fix. Okay, that's what we're practicing here. Get good at this. Learn to get ahead. All right, 18, right? All right, this is going to help us with our incorporation today, which we need to get through. So if you need a different voice on this stuff, I highly encourage you to read. Well, you have to read. Let's encourage. You have to read too many textbooks here. Let me drop it in there. Right, and then skip to chapter 7. Okay. So in chapter 2, we formed our team. Okay, like who do I actually need to do all this? And somewhere, that's right. We're not quite there yet. I'm going in the order I think we should go with this textbook. It's just a reference. All right, we're on the making. Oh, wow. I didn't know it was animated. All right, so part of making it official here, right? This is what we're looking at right now in chapter 7. Time making it official is why is Uncle Sam involved in all of this? Okay. Oh, I'll have to find it at the end of class. So basically, I have a sheet. I have this sheet of paper, and which one? Let me come back to that. Let's finish this up real fast. All right, it is there. Making it official. I didn't know that was an animated PDF. That's great. 19, right? 10 company names, right? First, we got to figure out, can we come up with a company? Like we got to incorporate our company. This is a fun one. This should not be hard. This should be kind of fun. Okay. All right. First name, last name, design. Great. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. First name, last name, design. Good. Okay. Initials. Great. All right. 8 more. There are 2 right there. Like designers, we can do this. Okay. All right, and there's 10 company names, and then 20 is questionnaire for one sheet. I'm just getting you ready for what's due on Monday that we discussed on Monday. Okay. Be very specific about the kind of customers and the kind of audience that you want. My boy is bothering me. What do you want, boy? What? What are you yelling? Oh, I'm being loud. Okay, he's telling me I'm being loud. Kinda. Thank you for letting me know. All right. All right, so be specific about your services, your products, and your customers, right? Design is broad, and this one sheet is going to help you define that. Okay. Be just like we discussed. Okay. All right, and then do Monday, right? At 11:59 p.m. midnight is your one sheet. Okay, we looked at all the examples from last class. Okay. All the previous one sheets. There's an entire course on this inside of Lynda if you need that. Okay, there's other examples from the internet. All right, we good on our daily engagements? Okay, we good on what we need to do for the one sheet? Okay. All right, what we're gonna do right now is you're gonna go ahead and go to LegalZoom, and we're gonna incorporate. So right now, what we're assuming here is we read chapter 7, right? And we made it official. And I'm not one to, I have a lot of respect for money. That's why I don't gamble. That's subjective, 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 subjective opinion. I don't gamble. I've never completed a NCAA pool. I've never done any of the other stuff. Grandma had me burn. She gave me $20 to go burn at the slot machines in Vegas, and I felt like I was just setting it on fire. It's just like I lost $20 so fast, and it wasn't even my money. It's not my mentality, right? So, Colin, why are you saying all this? Because there was a project that was $150, and I go, I would do this for free. And this is why Uncle Sam and the taxes are involved in this. And I said, no, I'll do it for free. And the company says, no, we have to have a contract, and we have to go through all the rigmarole of paying you. I go, really? For $150, right? And that's not me saying that isn't a lot of money. This is the question that we need to answer today is, how much money do you have to tell Uncle Sam that you made? Now, that $150, did I have to tell the government that I made $150? Where's the line? So objectively, there is a number in the state of Washington that you can say to somebody, hey, pay me $1 less than that number. Okay. And I don't have to declare it, right? I have to declare it differently. Sorry, let me take that back. I have to declare it differently. Okay. So you need to ask yourself this. What about the person, like the kid down the street who's mowing the lawn? Does he have to tell Uncle Sam? Okay. That he's mowing lawns and making extra money and walking dogs. At what point do you have to incorporate and be a company? The other reason for making it official here is, other than we just talked about of taxes, is you have a social security number, and that's for you. And objectively, you need to become an entity. And Chapter 7 walks you through all the different types of entities. And what we're going to try to do right now is, some of you already have an hourly rate. And next week, we're going to invoice, right? So getting ahead for next week, make sure your time, this is going to be in your weekly updates, is make sure your time is right. Some of you are going to send out your first invoice. And I'm telling you right now, your first invoice is going to be less than what it takes to start a business. You're going to start in the hole. You're going to start in the negative. What is it? How much does it cost to incorporate a business? The answer is, it depends. It varies. And this is what we're going to figure this out. But then, Colin, why can't I just do this under the table? No one is saying you can't. I'm on record right now saying you can break all the laws you want, because guess what? I'm not the government. I'm not the police. Are we clear in this part? What you choose to do as with your free will as a human being is all on you. All I'm saying here is, this is the law. That's it. Good? All right. So good or bad, LegalZoom is, let's go ahead and go to LegalZoom.com. And every quarter, it's always interesting. It's like, how much is this going to cost this quarter? How much is it going to cost this quarter? Right? And these numbers are always going to change. Now, the reason now a lawyer would say, I can't believe you're using this service. And I would say the same thing. It'd be like you going to a stock website and getting a logo or getting an illustration. But this gets you started, and this gets you thinking about this, right? This is what I want. Now, am I saying LegalZoom is better than an actual attorney? No, they actually have attorneys that work for their company. That this is all vetted by real attorneys. But we're using this because I think it helps us understand this process and the terminology and what's necessary. Everybody clear in this part? All right, so if you leave this lecture saying Colin said to use LegalZoom, I'm going to be upset. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're using LegalZoom to get an idea. So when we talk to an actual lawyer, we know what they're talking about. When we talk to an actual accountant, we know what they're talking about. All right, so everybody's at LegalZoom. I did all that talking. All right, so first off, we're going to do what's called a limited liability corporation. Okay. We don't have the time to go deep into all of this. I just kind of want us to get us started. So let's go ahead and click on this. The short version of this is, you want to keep your personal money all right, and your business money separate. That's the short version. You want to have 2 separate bank accounts. Okay. So I have checks that I have to say to my clients, you have to take my name off of there. You have to put the company name on. And it's annoying. And they have to go and they have to rewrite a check because they got messed up. Right. Now the checks that actually have mine, like, what do y'all say? The parlance right now is government name, right? There. Yeah. See, Urban Dictionary, government name. Told you, right? Someone's actual name recognized by the government. Okay. Good. All right. I was just watching a documentary on Old Dirty Bastard. Do you know what Old Dirty Bastard's government name is? Colin, where are you going with this? This is on record. Yeah, I know. This is being recorded. Say watching, right? That's Old Dirty Bastard's government name. Okay. Good there? All right. The same thing here working for you. All right. So let's go ahead. Put in your company name here, right? Because this is the name of your entity. All right. So let's come up with something. I'm just gonna say something. All right. Loud. Wait, short, loud. What's gonna be your business name? Yell out your business names right now. Hit your space bar. Just yell it out. Go.
I don't have one.
I don't have one. That's yeah. I don't have one.com is owned by the Elk. I don't have a website is owned by the Elk. We don't have one.com is owned by the Elk in Spokane. Yell out your name.
Lillian Rose Design.
Lillian Rose Design. Mm-hmm.
Sweet Honeybee Designs.
See, told you, Elk. What was that, Karina?
Sweet Honeybee Designs.
Okay, Sweet Honeybee. I want you to yell this out. Right? I need you to be confident, right? This is the same thing when you go, Colin, I never want to start a company. Great. You're going to go to a job interview and someone's like, so what is your name? My name is Colin. No, I am Colin. You want someone to come into a room and say you're being kind of loud. I need you to have that same a bit of confidence here. Okay. All right. Short, loud, irritating design. There you go. That's me. Good. And hopefully it's available. Check your availability. Okay. All right. Did anybody get something that's not available? Great. All right. Long story short, we're going to incorporate in the state of Washington, and those taxes and those rules and regulations are going to be different. All right. Now that's why a lot of businesses incorporate in Connecticut and Florida, even though they're physically not in Connecticut and Florida, because the laws are different, right? I believe some of those are tax havens. You might have heard of that. Okay. And what's tough for us in Spokane is we're going to be doing work with companies in what other states? Don't make me get a map out. What other states?
Oregon?
Oregon. What else? Who are we really, really close to?
Idaho?
Idaho. We're going to have to be aware of all that too. Right? The money that you get from Idaho and the money that you get from Oregon is going to be different, going to be treated differently. Okay. And that's what we can have a really long lecture on this one page right now. Okay. Good. All right. Let's take Washington. We're going to select Washington, search, right? All things we need to know. Yay, it's available. All right. So go ahead and get my LLC. All right. So right now, we want to say that this thing is already up and running. Okay. Why? Because we got a client. Okay. You would not believe how many companies are up, but this is actually not a bad thing. I will always say this before. There are a lot of designers that will spend a lot of time on their branding, on their business card, on their logos, on a whole mess of stuff for their company. And then I say to go, where's your work? Like, well, we don't have any work yet. We're getting ready to do work. Well, no, there's a difference between getting ready to do work and trying to brand a business that you don't have any work to do. Go get the work first. Then go brand your company. Right? I'm asking you about go land the work. Okay, but we did that. We landed the work. We have a client. Okay. Yes, you are one of your clients too. A lot of companies write off the work that they do for themselves. So, all right, it's already running. We'll talk about all this stuff later. Continue on with this, right? And if some of you just hoping, Colin, just get to the end where you tell me how much this is going to cost me. No, what we're trying to do is understand all this. Is this your first LLC? Yes, right. Is this your first limited liability corporation? Yes, right. The short version of all this, if your company gets into trouble, okay, are you going to lose your personal belongings? Are you going to lose your house? Are you going to lose anything that, you know, that is a personal asset to you, right? You're going to lose the trust fund that you might get from long lost relatives, right? You're going to lose any inheritance that you might get from long lost relatives, okay? Right? This is all we need to think about. If you, right now, a lot of companies don't mess up on purpose; they mess up on accident. People are not inherently bad. That's a different class. Anyway, people, I like to assume people aren't inherently bad. We're human beings and we make mistakes. And this is what we're trying to do, is protect ourselves from those mistakes. Good? Right. Yes, in there. All right. One of your classmates, I'm going to point out, gets up and walks. That's what I encourage you all to do. Like, get up, pace around, move. Not just. It's easier. All right. What does loud, short, irritating design do? This is really important. Right. Again, too broad. Look at this. We just typed in design. Look how much stuff we got. Okay. You really want to be as specific as possible. Okay. All right. Normally in class, right, we talk about like how do you classify, how do you classify a stripper? Dancer, right? Right. And these are the words that we need to, the terminology we need to know, right? And how that's all involved, right? The point I'm trying to make here is whether you're a church, well, that's a different discussion altogether. That's under a different type of incorporation, right? Whether you're also a nonprofit, a different type of incorporation. Okay, and these are the questions we need to ask, because what we do is going to be different depending upon what services we provide. Okay. All right. So, all right. All right. So pick one. What type of design? What does short, loud, and annoying do? All right. Right. And if none of that fits in there, right? Does that catch all? You know? That is ridiculous. No, that's what I'm going to stand by. Right? This is the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. You good here? Yeah. Right. This is normally a 2-hour lecture that we have to take a break from. I'm trying to do the fast version of this. All right. We have any employees? Again, this is also going to get complicated. Okay. Employees are different from partners. Okay, we'll talk about how you have to pay an employee tax. I'm looking at all of you right now, and somebody saying, I'm not going to have any employees. You're still going to have to pay an employee tax. Why? Someone hit the space bar. How many employees are you having in your company right now? You're just going to say no. A company can't have 0 employees.
At least one.
At least one. Who's that one employee? You.
Myself.
All right. Colin, why don't you just come out and say that? I need you to think about this. Okay. We had a real tentative, I think one. Okay. You are your first employee. You are your first project. This is how I need you to start thinking about this stuff. Okay. And you have to pay taxes on yourself. What? Yeah. Okay. You got to pay taxes on yourself. right, no, so let's go ahead and take a look at see some essential services. So what is good about LegalZoom right now is look at all the stuff they're trying to sell, right? Like who's the registered agent and what other legal documentation do I need? And if I didn't pick the state of Washington, what else do I need for my state? These are all things. But Colin, I don't want to do any of this. Great. Let's jump to the end. Get an attorney, get a lawyer, get an accountant, get someone else to do this. Get LegalZoom to do this. All right. The same thing for you. All right. All right. See essential services. We're going to go ahead and continue with LegalZoom. You can appoint a different registered agent. Okay. Right. And we can look this up in the Washington State Business Lookup. Right. There is like if you search for Microsoft and Washington State Business Lookup. I could do that right now. Washington State Business Lookup. I'm sorry. I had this up and I closed the tab. There we go. All right. We're going to search for, look up a business, right? All right, give me a big business in the state of Washington. Big business. There's a lot of them. Good. Microsoft, Amazon, Adobe. Apple is making its headway in there. They're all in the same area, by the way. The beautiful, beautiful part of Seattle called Ballard. All right. Look at how in many different ways Microsoft is incorporated, right, based upon what they're doing and what that division is doing. And if we click on any one of these, right, you can see here that the name isn't, you know, somewhere in there is Bill Gates, but someone else is acting as the agent, right? Someone else, I'm not going to look at all of these. There you go, right? So this person, yeah, I'm not going to butcher their name, is taking care of all of the stuff right here that, you know, we're making the assumption that it's still Bill Gates. I don't know, right? I don't know how much of Microsoft he still owns, right? But he's not taking care of this. You getting this point? Okay. So again, if you don't want to do this, right, someone else can be your agent. And that's why it has a lot of design agencies. That's why athletes have agents, because you're saying, hey, I'm going to give you money, right, to make decisions on my behalf. Okay. We good here? All right. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take the complete coverage, right? We're going to see if we take the whole, the fancy package, right? So already some of you aren't tracking your time well, and you can't bill $200. So already you're in the hole. Right? Already you haven't done $200 worth of design work that you can bill the client, that you can bill professional practice with. And you're already in the hole because, right? So to get paid, you're going to get a check, right, from professional practice. And what we're trying to do right now is set up a company so we can actually cash that check. Right? You can't just take this company that has, you know, short, loud, irritating design to your bank and say, can you cash this? They're going to go, no, even though you're the owner. No, we have to put this into your business name. Right? And you're like, I don't have a business. And they're like, well, great. Then we can help you out. Okay. Right. Good. Let's go ahead and take the fancy one. All right. There's more services. Okay. I actually don't mind these interstitials that keep popping up here, like all these steps in the way. I don't mind that the chat is down here. Like we can even talk to a person. Okay. What I'm trying to show you is there's a lot to this. And you know, you need to ask yourself, how much do I need to understand of this? All right, tax and legal guidance, go unlimited. Okay. Affordable protection. This is all about protecting you and your business and your assets. What do we want? Do we want to take the trial? It's $40 a month. Why do I need to pay an extra $40 a month? Yeah. And right now, like when you're first starting out, it's like, that's a lot of money to pay for this service that I may or may not use. Think about all the other services that you're going to have to pay for to start your business. All the software licensing. How much is Adobe? the Adobe Creative Cloud. I don't even know anymore.
$30.
Right? Is that for student price, Alex, or is that for?
No, I think that's a standard one now.
Right. So let's see this.
I think it's 60 per month if
Alright.
you're not a student paying full price
Oh, good.
for
to-
everything.
Ooh, that's a yes. I said that out
Let's
loud.
see.
We're not an individual. We're a business, so we have to pay all apps $80 a month, or 40. So thank you, Bobia. It's the same thing. All right, Colin, why are you laughing? Because this is going to all affect what we did in week one. Week one, I asked what was your hourly rate, and everybody's hourly rate right now is shaking. Everyone's hourly rate right now is fluctuating because we have to take all this into account. Good. That's the first one. Okay. All right, so we're going to say no thanks to this service. Okay. All right, we're going to say no thanks to this service at 200. Okay. All right, so we're going to take the Express Gold package because we have a check coming. All right, so already we're about $500. Right, so we've already established how many of you have done $500 worth of work. But if you haven't done $500 work, you have two options. Ready? The first option is right. Right. So the first option is to just go ahead, right, and try to fix this in future invoices. The second option is lie. Fudge your timesheet. Fudge your hours. Right. I'm gonna pause and let that all sink in. Okay. Right. Or don't do hourly billing. Okay. So this is all we need, or take an advance up front. Okay. There's lots of ways to avoid these situations, which we'll talk about. All right. For right now, we're gonna go ahead and pick this one. Right. Again, right. Business checking, business checking, business checking, business checking, not personal checking. Completely different. Look, they're even going to give you $450 up front for stuff. But we're going to say no thanks to this one. Okay. All right. And this is where we're going to end class. Right there. $748 right now. And this is on some service. Okay. It's obviously going to cost you more to not use a service like this. It's obviously going to cost you more to meet with a human being. But now we have some idea of what we need to talk about with an attorney. Okay. And so when you do at the end of all this, you're going to get what's called an EIN. Okay. And this is also in your textbook here, right? All right, you're going to get, let's see here. Well, once we get into, perfect. Okay. All right, this is to do this at the end of chapter 7. Okay, you're going to choose your business structure. Most of the time, what we're trying to be doing is an LLC or limited to liability corporation. A lot of us are going to pick sole proprietorship. That gets a little bit complicated. It offers less protection. That means basically I'm just going to take this as additional income. I'm going to take this as just like as if I were to mow the lawn or mow my neighbor's lawn. Okay. All right. What you're going to get after all this is this right here. This is basically your business social security number. Okay. And what you're trying to do is avoid using your personal social security number. You want this tax identification number. Good so far? Okay. Again, you want to operate under your business's legal name. Okay. Check. Right. And then talk to people. Okay. All right. I get a lot of people coming to office hours asking me to give them legal advice. And I say the same thing I'm saying to you right now. I'm not an accountant. I am not a lawyer. Okay. I can only tell you the lay of the land. Right. Someone else is going to have to walk you through it. Good. All right. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. I'm going to stop recording.